Alright guys, so today I got my buddy's truck back and I'm going to do all 8 glow plugs on it. Again, this is a 2003 Chevy 2500 Duramax. You can see I got the glow plugs here, all 8 of them, and just went with the AC Delco one. Looks like that's the part number there, 97226202. And here's what they look like. Just kind of look like that there. So we'll go ahead and get those on. Alright guys, so you can do this from up above. It's a little more challenging, but if you have the right extensions and some swivel sockets, you might be able to do it. But in this case, I'm just going to go in the wheel well here, because up here it's kind of hard to get the camera in so you guys can see what I'm actually doing. But all 4 of them on one side are right above the exhaust manifold. They're not too hard to get to. But like I said, I'm going to go on the side here through the wheel well. And I already got this tire off. You can remove it or you can leave it on, but I already had it off because I replaced this hub unit. So the first thing you want to do is get all these little plastic clips off, right there and right there, here, so you can take down this wheel well. And it looks like he only got one little Christmas tree plug that's going through from up above. So go ahead and take off all these. What you kind of want to do is just take a flathead and kind of pry it up, and then I got this little clip tool, and then just kind of pop it out like that. And you'll want to do that to all these. Alright, so once you get all those, you can go ahead and pry them out. Some of them may break because they're pretty cheap made, but you can get some replacements at the parts store. And it looks like I got one more. And then you can go ahead and pull your wheel well cover off. And then here's that Christmas tree wire balloon that was on here. Pull that off. And just kind of get that out of the way. Alright guys, so once you get your wheel well plastic cover out of the way, these are your glow plugs here. You got one right here, another one here, and then there's one here, and the other one's right behind this intake pipe here, the intercooler. So I'll see if I can get to that. If not, I may have to move that out of the way. And what you want to get is just a normal socket wrench, and then it's going to be an 8mm, and just take off this nut here. And these aren't on very tight at all, so. Alright guys, so once you get all those little nuts off there, you can go ahead and remove this here. That's what that looks like, and goes to all 4 of them. And let me get a socket and we'll get those out. Okay. Alright guys, so go ahead and get your 12, it's going to be a 12mm, and then just go ahead and take out your glow plug. And there's your old glow plug. Alright, so grab your new glow plug. What I like to do is just put the little anti-seize on the threads here that go into the block, just to help out removing them the next time. So just put a little anti-seize on there. And go ahead and stick your new glow plug in. Go ahead and tighten that. With these, you don't want to go too tight. Just go about hand tight. I'm not exactly sure what the torque is, but I'll look it up and get that to you guys. Okay. And then go ahead and do the other three. Alright guys, so looks like I can't get this old one out because of this intercooler pipe here. So I'm going to go up top and try to undo the top, and then try to see if I can just move this out without having to undo these ones. Just take your 7/16 and you can just loosen this one here. And go back down. And let's see if I can just, since that's off, you can kind of move that out of the way. And you can pull that old one out. Alright, so on this the first one here, it has this little electrical eyelet. So you can go ahead and take that off. And that's what gives you power to the glow plugs and then that bridge that we took off first. So yeah, just pull that off and get that out of the way. Try to get in here without removing that. And once you bust these loose, they come out using your fingers pretty much. Okay guys, so once you get all the glow plugs tight, you can go ahead and just loosen these nuts. They're already loose, but just kind of back them off some, so you can make way to slide this bridge on, because you can just slide it in that way. So get all those loose, except for this first one here. You'll want to pull that one all the way off, so you can get your electrical wire on the glow plug right there. So grab that and stick that on. And then you put your nut back on. And then take your bridge and then just slide that behind those nuts that you backed off. Got to get it lined up, and then just push forward. So we got all those on, and then we can finger tighten the end one, so just so that bridge stays in place. Then grab your 10 or your 8mm, sorry, and tighten all these down. And again, these don't have to be real tight either. Alright guys, so I got all those tightened. Again, you don't want to go too tight. I'll give you the torque specs at the end of the video, or I'll put it in text on the video. But like I said, this is pretty cheap, so you don't want to go too tight on it. So we'll go ahead and put our intercooler pipe back on up here. So then go ahead and put your intercooler pipe back on. Alright guys, so once you verified all that's tight and everything looks good, you can go ahead and get your plastic fender well back in place. And then these just kind of snap back into place, and then just push in on them. Alright guys, so I got the other side tire back on and all buttoned up. Now I'm on the driver's side, so we'll do the same thing. I just took the tire off to make it easy so you guys can see what I'm doing. But you got the same thing. All these here, you got one up here, one there, one here, one there, and another one here. So go ahead and pull those off and get them out of there. Okay guys, once you get all your clips out, same thing, just pull your plastic fender well out as the other side. Okay guys, once you get your plastic fender well off, you got, same as the other side, you got 4 over here. You got one right back here towards the end of the block, another one here, and then one right here, kind of right behind the steering shaft, and another behind the tube here. So that one might be a little challenge, but I'm gonna break all these loose and then just undo the nuts with my fingers. Alright guys, so I got all the nuts off the glow plugs. It was kind of hard to get the camera in here, so I just did it real quick. But then you can go ahead and pull your bridge off again. And this front glow plug and the rear glow plug have a wire loom on them. So there's that one, and then the front one here. Just pull that off, and then you can pull your bridge off just like on the other side. Pull that off and get that out of the way. And then grab your 12mm and go ahead and start pulling out all the glow plugs. Alright guys, so on the second one back, it's kind of hard to get a socket wrench in there because of this axle shaft, steering shaft in the way. So what I had to do was I put the socket on there first without the wrench, and then I kind of pull, you can kind of just pull a little out on the steering shaft to get your wrench in there. That way you can just break it loose real quick. Just get it broken loose, and then pull on the shaft, and then you can release your wrench again and then let go. Then you should be able to just screw it out by hand.
Go ahead.
And then the same thing, pulling it out, you got to just kind of pry down on the shaft a little bit and pull out, and you'll be able to get the old glow plug out. And then for the last one, the one closest to the front, you just kind of use your hand to get this pipe out of the way so you can get your wrench in there and just break that one free. Maybe. Okay guys, so once you get your glow plugs all tight, you go ahead and loosen the nuts off, back them off on the middle ones, and then the first and the last one, remember you got the wire looms, and you want to stick that on before you put your nut on. So once you get that on the glow plug, then go ahead and take your nut and just put that on just a little bit. It's kind of hard to see. And then you go ahead and take your bridge, and we'll put that back on all four behind the nuts. Okay, once you get on, then you go ahead and tighten all your 8mm nuts. Snug all those down. Alright guys, so once you get all those glow plugs tightened and your bridge back on, you can go ahead and start putting it back together. And I was just going to mention the torque on the glow plugs should be 13 foot-pounds if you want to go ahead and torque them. That's for the glow plug itself. As for the bridge, the nut on the bridge where the wire loom connects to, I just kind of hand tighten that, just not too tight. So, and then you go ahead and put your plastic wheel well back in, and that's how you do the glow plugs on an 03 Chevy Duramax. It's not too bad of a job, but. And then check out some of my other videos. Lately I haven't been making any just because I've been so busy, but there should be more to come, and like and subscribe. Thanks guys.